Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to begin. Would you please enter the ballroom? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to begin. Would you please take your seats? Thank you. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Forbes Middle East's first ever digital Qatar Symposium and Awards, held under the patronage of the Ministry of Communications and Information Technology. I'm Ramia Faraj, and I'm so honored to be your MC for this very special lineup today. Against the spectacular and very fitting backdrop of one of the world's largest sporting events, the FIFA 2022, today we will be discussing some of the most important topics that have shaped Qatar and prepared it to play host to the world. Of course, we'll be looking at how technology has changed our lives, but we will also explore how we can and should be using this unique period in history to create and support an innovative, safe, flourishing, and sustainable world. We have 3 panels ahead of us today, as well as our Forbes Middle East Qatar Awards ceremony, so it's a very busy and a very exciting agenda. But before we kick things off, I would like to take a moment to thank our partners, as without their support, this unique event would not have been possible. Thank you very much to our host partner, Dukhan Bank, and to our thought leadership partner, QFC, and to our support partner, TASMU. And now I would like to invite Forbes Middle East Chief Operating Officer Daniel Beg to the stage to share a few words. Welcome, Daniel.
Thank you, Ramya. Can you hear me? Yes, okay, cool. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, Assalamu alaikum, and a very warm good afternoon to everyone joining us today for this event, not only in person, but to thousands of followers as we are live streaming this event to Forbes Middle East digital platforms. Ladies and gentlemen, Qatar is among one of the richest countries in the world, with a per capita income of nearly $185,000. Petroleum and natural gas are the cornerstones of this economy, with Qatar home to one of the largest reserves of natural gas in the world. Forbes Middle East is proud to be a partner in amplifying this message of transformation to the region and to the wider world. Qatar, over the past few years, has become a hub of global diplomacy and has emerged as an important sports destination on the world map. Qatar actually has helped turn eyes back onto the region with its superb pro-sports approach, and we wish the nation best of luck for the FIFA 2022. Forbes Middle East has been serving the region for over 10 years, bringing together some of the most influential leaders, policymakers, and entrepreneurs from across the Middle East and abroad to bring their ideas, knowledge, insights, and expertise to the forefront through the globally renowned Forbes brand of journalism and exclusive events. We have gathered here today to spark conversations that can amplify the tremendous work being done by Qatar in digital transformation of public and private sectors, and how it is refocusing on innovation, entrepreneurship, and the very important startup sector. I wish you all good luck for this discussion and the awards evening later today. Thank you so much.
And thank you very much, Daniel, for your words. Ladies and gentlemen, we have seen a massive uptick in Qatar's digital transformation over the past couple of years. These efforts have played a major role in boosting the country to create a world-class infrastructure for the world's largest sporting event. The transformation has helped the public and private sector alike. And to talk more about this, I would like to invite to the stage Her Excellency Reem Al-Mansouri, Assistant Undersecretary of Digital Society Development at the Ministry of Communications and Information Technology, to deliver the keynote address.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I would like to begin in thanking you for your presence here today. I would also like to thank Forbes Middle East for organizing this important event, which provides us a platform to discuss how we can benefit from emerging technologies to digitally transform Qatar's economy. In pursuit of Qatar National Vision 2030, sustainable development and economic diversification have been designated as priorities. The Smart Qatar TASMU program, a flagship initiative led by the Ministry of Communication and Information Technology, which was launched as a digital response to realizing Qatar National Vision, aims to harness advanced technology and innovation to deliver smart solution and application across 5 priority sectors: transport, healthcare, logistics, environment, and sport. TASMU recognized the importance of ensuring enough resources for our future, and therefore, for the environment sector, has developed environmentally friendly, digitally smart solution and application that embedded the latest technology, solve environmental problems, and ensure sustainable development. Excuse me, can I have water, please? In the next 5 years of TASMU will revolutionize the way we live, the way our government communicates, and the way the country tackles national challenges. Our vision is to create a smart, sustainable, and dynamic society that will contribute to a knowledge-based society. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for sharing your vision with us. Now, ladies and gentlemen, banks have geared up over the past few years to drive digital banking and to bring an array of digital services and operational efficiencies through digital transformation. This has been a major transformational journey during the pandemic as we saw a boom in the fintech sector globally. I would now like to invite Mr. Khaled Al-Subai, the Chief Executive Officer of Dukhan Bank, for his keynote address.
Assalamu alaikum. First of all, I'd like to express my pleasure on behalf of the Dukhan Bank to be here with you today. It is our pleasure to participate in this forum. First of all, allow me to extend our warmest greetings to the esteemed attendees of the Forbes Middle East Digital Qatar Symposium and Awards. It's my honor to stand here as a keynote speaker at an event that celebrates the milestones we have made towards digitization. Today, there are over 6 billion smartphone users in the world, comprising about 1/3 of the world's population. Last year alone, over 218 billion mobile applications were downloaded, apps that answer every possible need imaginable for both consumers and businesses. We hold the power of technology in our hands. Every day we tap into progress like never before, and as a result, the world has become smaller. But our needs have grown over time because now more than ever, digital capabilities are essential to ensure an institution's growth potential and country's economic progress. The demand for digital solutions has always been visibly led by the consumer. As their expectations for such facilities rise, organizations must work unwaveringly to answer the growing consumers' ever-evolving requests, especially when it comes to banking. In the midst of a global pandemic, a digital revolution for financial institutions is the need of the hour, and without a doubt, I can say that accessibility is the key. In its very essence, the digital banking revolution has already made considerable waves around the globe. Day after day, we are witnessing a new frontier of banking that is powered by data encryption, fraud detection systems, virtual assistants, online applications, website optimization, and more. Regionally, however, the pace seems to differ as each bank evolves at a different rate. According to the Qatar FinTech Report 2021, less than 1% of global investments made in FinTech were in the MENA region. This is a testimony to a growth mindset working in tandem with innovative and progressive minds. I would be amiss if I did not mention the barriers to implementing change, which include the lack of technological know-how, risking exposure to cyber fraud, organizational resistance, and a reluctance to adapt to modern technology. Nonetheless, these are barriers that positively challenge us to discover new possibilities and put our innovative minds to the test. We at Dukhan Bank aspire to place the power to choose in the hands of who trust us. When Dukhan Bank first announced its digital transformation strategy earlier this year, we followed the announcement by releasing a number of digital products and services that answer the consumer's needs. These range from Dukhan Pay, our contactless payment platform, which enables Apple, Fitbit, and Garmin Pay, the launch of Dukhan Mobile, cardless cash withdrawal facilities such as e-wallets to facilitate cashless and direct payments at retail outlets. In addition to the introduction of our AI-powered virtual assistant, Rashid. It goes without saying, the digital journey is one of limitless progress and opportunities, and the future looks truly promising. Thank you for being part of this event. I hope that this event will be a great success, and the discussion sessions will prove to be an ideal platform for sharing our experiences as well as the best practices in digital space. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Khalid. 218 billion mobile apps downloaded. I think that is a testament to the growth of the fintech sector. Ladies and gentlemen, moving on to our first panel of the day, Digital Next, the evolution of Qatar's digital landscape. In this panel, we will discuss the actions and steps Qatar has taken in order to accelerate its digital transformation under the Vision 2030. It will also talk about how they mapped out strategies for both the private and the public sectors in order to create a more innovative and sustainable landscape that is efficient, effective, and accessible to all. Please join me in welcoming to the stage His Excellency Sheikh Mansour bin Khalifa Al Thani, the founder and chairman of MBK Holdings. transaction banking and innovation at Dukhan Bank. Communications and technology. Dr. Ahmed Al-Sulaiti, CEO of Qatar National Broadband Network, QNBN, is joining us as well. Dr. Ahmed, I think Dr. Ahmed has yet to arrive. He's maybe stuck due to unforeseen circumstances. Hopefully he will join us shortly. Our moderator for this session is Mr. Jad Elias, partner at Kearney, Qatar.
So I want to start by welcoming everyone, especially our esteemed panelists. Thank you for being with us today. Without further ado, just to start with an introduction, we all have seen what happened in the last 2 years and lived through it, and how the plans for digital transformation for the next decade were achieved in less than a year. And Qatar, just to introduce this panel discussion, Qatar was at the forefront of reacting fast to the changes. And that was definitely built upon some of the foundational work that was done already before the pandemic. The National ICT Plan, the Digital Government Strategy, the TASMU program that was already set up and launched across the country. And from there, we know how important the topic of digital transformation is. I have been part of advising companies for the last decade in the US and Europe, and I have seen what used to be called IT move from a supporting division to actually driving businesses globally. It used to be HR asking for support from IT, and now everything is technology with a flavor of HR, with a flavor of finance. Technology has become the biggest driver of how businesses are setting their strategies, and digital transformation has become transformation at core. So to start with that, Sheikh Mansour, if you don't mind, I'll go with the first question with you. As a long-time investor in technology and as someone who has seen technology transformation globally for decades now, how do you see the changes that are being implemented in Qatar, the transformation across both public and private sector, driving change in the economy and helping achieve the Vision 2030 of the country?
Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. I think that technology, as you said, is in the core of everything now. And it's really essential that we acknowledge that, and I think Qatar did a great job by launching so many initiatives in supporting the entrepreneur ecosystem and the technology. And a flagship of Qatar is TASMU. TASMU project is actually one of the leading projects, I think, not only in the region, but also worldwide. This shows that there is serious and very clear directions from the leadership toward technology and evolving the entrepreneurial ecosystem toward more of the next generation economy. And I think investing in technology is essential. What we need is really more of angel investments, because investments are varies from angel to private equity. So angel investment is really something that create the seed of any technology. So it's really important to complete the ecosystem. I think we did a great job in so many different areas. Why I want to focus on the angel investments, because it's the missing component. The angel investment mentality is still yet to be evolved in Qatar, because angel investment is all about supporting entrepreneurs, focusing on pre-seed and seed stage of investments and startups. And I think this is the foundation of any knowledge economy. I would say even the next generation economy, which I call it innovation economy. So we've been exposed to this globally, and we see that this is essential for next generation economy, which is, I think, Qatar is moving forward to it. Thank you.
Absolutely. And following on that, Ms. Iman, just to ask, how is TASMU program helping and fostering entrepreneurship, maybe even from an angel perspective, but how is it helping foster entrepreneurship in Qatar and in the nation?
So TASMU has a holistic vision of strategic vision of the country, and our approach to actually supporting the ecosystem of entrepreneurs. So in the ministry itself, we have the Digital Incubation Center, which is actually focusing on startups' capabilities and how we can actually support them through incubation. From TASMU, we have the TASMU Innovation Lab, and we have the TASMU Digital Valley, and each of them have different roles actually in giving opportunity to the startups in the country and the innovation ecosystem. In terms of the innovation lab, we actually look at different emerging technologies and innovations that are in early stage that need some explorations, where we need to create proof of concepts. And we have created a number of partnerships with a number from private and international companies and local research institutions to actually help create a holistic environment for the interested innovator and entrepreneur through the Innovation Lab. And within the TASMU Digital Valley, our main focus is actually bringing the skill set and knowledge of the international market expertise to connect with the local startups, to actually gain for them different skills and grow their actual entrepreneurial knowledge, not to only create solutions within Qatar, but also export their services for Qatar to become a global exporter of technology.
Thank you. And so you're supporting almost the entire life cycle from
this
idea
is the vision of TASMU, yes.
to potentially product and then funding. Let me ask Mr. Shahid, in your position in Dukhan Bank and with the digital transformation that you're leading in the bank, how are you providing value-added solutions that are helping your customers on their digital transformation?
Thank you very much, Jad. And thank you for the opportunity to participate in this event. So basically, what I would say is that as Dukhan Bank, most of you are aware that we underwent a successful banking merger, the first in the history of Qatar. And then after that, we embarked on a digital transformation journey. Now, as soon as we started the journey, obviously, unfortunately, the COVID scenario also arrived. But I would say that we were well positioned to help our clients throughout that difficult phase. What we did was that keeping in view our entire customer base, and that includes our wholesale banking clients as well as our retail banking clients, we started off with several strategic projects in terms of offering those clients digital solutions. So I will just give a few examples here. If you talk about the corporate side, we developed a completely new omni-channel system, which is an omni-channel experience for our corporate clients. Apart from that, we also invested our time and effort significantly into acquiring-based solutions. So acquiring, some people are aware, when we say acquiring, that means point of sale as well as payment gateway, which is in simple words, the e-commerce related solutions. So as you can understand, these solutions are exactly what our clients were looking for in those difficult times. They were looking for something which is contactless. They were looking for something which is cashless and something which is convenient, basically. There is another strategic area which we have worked during this time, and which is on the remittance side. We are all very well aware that in Qatar, as well as in the wider GCC, the expat workers, especially the blue-collar workers, they have a significant number. They're present here, and one of their key requirements is to send money home. So Dukhan Bank also took a strategic view, and in simple words, what we did was that we beefed up our remittance proposition. So we invested in our payment rails. We provided them with more than one option, not just the SWIFT route, but we have other options as well, Western Union and others as well. So we have taken a medium to long-term view of digitization. What we have done so far, I gave you an example of the remittance side of the business. So on the remittance side, we actually went a little beyond, and not only just looking at the revenue side of things, but we also looked on the social side, because obviously in terms of the Vision 2030, this is a strategic area, and the solutions that we have made basically help these workers, and which are perfectly aligned with the Vision 2030 to safeguard the rights of the workers as well. Then there are many other things. For example, we are also a key partner for the Qatar FinTech Hub. And by being so, we are playing our role as a key bank in encouraging innovation and digital transformation in the wider economy. So, we are happy that so far our efforts have been successful, and we feel that this is just due to the support of our clients and the wider community.
Thank you, Shahab. When we talk about the World Cup 2022, this question to Ms. Abir, in your position as CIO of Ashghal, we know that Ashghal has had a big share of building the infrastructure in the country in preparation for the World Cup. So in your position as CIO of Ashghal, how has digital been part of this? What type of transformation have you done within Ashghal to leverage digital in simplifying and ensuring effectiveness in delivering these major mega projects in the last few years and still ongoing in the next 12 months?
Okay. Thank you for your question. I'm audible? Yes. Okay. So I believe personally establishing enterprise architecture. So personally, and based on my experience, establishing an enterprise architecture on a place is the magic stick to deliver successful digital transformation project. Having said that, we in Ashghal understood where we are by understanding the business capabilities and requirements, providing the solutions in order to automate all of these services required by the business, and providing the infrastructure to support those solutions, and ultimately the information layer along with BI and report analytic. Then we understood where we want to go by closely alignment with Qatar 2030 vision and Ashghal vision. Then we've developed strategies such as ICT strategies, information management strategies, and the cloud strategies to draw the roadmap, which enable us to deliver the clear master plan, including all of the initiatives in order to deliver the digital transformation. Of course, all of these influenced by the latest technology trends and the technology, the latest technology. Lastly, I just want to highlight important point here, that with having that enterprise architecture function on a place, allowed us to do a proper governance, to have the right leadership in order to deliver our master plan to successfully achieve the digital transformation journey.
Thank you, Sabir, and good luck with the journey. It's a big journey, we all know.
Just allow me to elaborate a little bit because it's very interesting. I just mentioned the enterprise architecture, and it is something that overlooked. Actually, the extended enterprise architecture and the next generation enterprise architecture is a must to simplify complexity and to align strategic visions with the actual operation with different stakeholders. So I think this is one of the key elements Ashghal really successfully implemented. And by the way, I know that they are today used as a global reference for successful implementation of AI. EA.
Thank you, Sheikh Mansour. I want to shift a bit the conversation and ask you, youth is at the center of most of the strategies we have in Qatar, and youth is the future. And we had a chat previous to the panel, and we talked about how the West has celebrated, in some cases, the culture of failure in startups and in technology until you succeed. What do you think are the best mentorship programs for youth, especially in Qatar? And what is your advice to them, having seen a wide range of those startups fail and succeed?
I have a saying about failure. There is nothing called failure, in my opinion. I think it's failure is a stop. You stop trying. This is when you fail. But keep trying and you will succeed. It's mistakes and failures are normal of innovation. When you innovate, you do something nobody did before. So failing is natural, actually. But you don't stop. And celebrating failure is not really, maybe we use it in that way, but it's really celebrating your innovation, celebrating your trying a new thing. It's just didn't succeed at this time. You try another way. It's just the number of times that you tried that did not succeed, which will lead you to success. So there is nothing, in my personal opinion, called failure. It's called you stopped. Just continue trying and you will succeed. So back to your question, best mentorship program. What works? Any mentorship program that works. I think it's very customizable to the culture, to the environment. But I would say who are the best mentors and coaches? Actually, serial entrepreneurs who did it before. The best mentors and coaches are the serial entrepreneurs who really went through it in their life, and they have real life experience, hands-on. And the program can be developed by any organization. It will be as good as the people who are executing it. So anything works, that is a good mentorship program.
Thank you. Miss Iman, I'll jump again to Miss Iman Shahid, and then I have a question for you. I want to ask you from following up with what works. What is a real life example of where TASMU cooperated with the private or public sector, and give us a sense of how that went?
Okay, so before I actually share what TASMU has actually done, what exists, what Sheikh Mansour has said actually is a good thing to experience, because even for us as a ministry or as government, working with hand by hand with a startup or an entrepreneur actually helped us improve our process or improve our operations, because we get to see what are the gaps in the system and how we can improve or enhance things with startups. So I guess seeing the challenges or failing at some point helps us improve. So this is a really good thing. Even for us as a ministry, this is also where mentorship comes from the startup or entrepreneur itself. And from TASMU, what we have as a real life example, we have at the core of the program is the TASMU platform, which is a sophisticated cloud-based solution, a smart city solution that enables the smart country vision that we have. And the platform empowers a cross-sector collaboration, and it has an array of services that actually helps us actually state that we are a smart country, from AI capabilities, analytics, and much more. And in this smart platform, actually we have three solutions that at the launch of it, we have three solutions that are working. One of the things that actually helped us during the pandemic is the virtual consultation in the healthcare sector. And I guess this actually helped a lot of the community in Qatar to actually have their medical prescriptions, their diagnosis, and even consultations with the doctors. And of course, this would not have happened without a successful partnership with the Ministry of Public Health. Again, another two solutions are with the Ministry of Municipalities. One of them is related to food security, and the other one is related to the farmer community. And these are advanced solutions powered by AI analytics, and also by actually having real-time data from our partners, such as in the solution of the digital farmer community. We are having real-time data from the meteorology department of high-resolution satellite images, and also weather data from Qatar, and these are actually helping the farmers get best practice advice, and also knowing their crop health and monitoring the on day-to-day basis. And the other solution is related to the National Food Security Analytics, which actually gives insight to the decision makers and provides AI recommendations of how to safeguard the national food security.
Thank you. Let me go to Shahid. When we talk from a bank perspective, I mean, we talk about digital transformation. Can you talk to us about your internal digital transformation and the challenges in making it happen, which again go back to the point of you're doing something new, it's special for you. Nothing can be cookie cutter in a digital transformation. You don't take the same one, and it's very tailored. So can you talk to us about some of the challenges and successes in your internal digital transformation and processes in the bank?
Right. Thank you very much. So basically, when we started this digital transformation journey, of course, on one side, we were looking externally, meaning we were looking at our clients. But then at the same time, we realized that there is another aspect, which is internal. And we started that process also at the same time. So just to simplify, what we did was that even on the internal side, in terms of our processes and flows and all that, we shortlisted certain areas which we felt that could be automated, could create further efficiencies, and minimize errors. So, broad areas such as payments and payment efficiencies, the effort to create an STP, straight through processing. Then we also focused on trade finance. Then in the wider scheme of things, we were looking at areas such as branch efficiency, branch modernization. There are many technologies at play which make that happen. I'll give you a very interesting example. When we were going through the merger, and that is now almost more than 2 years back, as you may understand, that is very time-bound. It has deadlines, and there are so many moving parts and all that. There was one critical activity which was basically, again, to simplify, migration of customers, online banking customers, from, say, one system to the other system. And when we were looking at it, obviously, if you look at it from a traditional standpoint, that is a very, intensive kind of an activity. It takes a lot of effort, it takes a lot of time, lots of inputting, lots of manpower and all that. We actually looked outside the box, and we said that why can't we explore the RPA, robotic process automation. And then what happened was that we took a conscious call, and we did the entire process through RPA, and which was completely successful. This is more than 2 years back, and this was a time when we were doing such a significant activity. So that also increased our confidence, and from then on, we have been trying many different things. We are looking at RPA, for instance, in many other aspects as well, and then other solutions also. So it is both external as well as internal. And we realized from the very beginning that this cannot be just one aspect. It has to be from outside as well as from inside. This is basically changing the entire organization.
Thank you, and it's very important what you say. It increased our confidence. So knowing what to go after first is always important because it drives momentum in a transformation. Technology transformation is always a 2 to 3 year journey, at least, and by the time you start it, you already have to start it again. Things have changed. Let me go to Ms. Abir and one more question before we open it up to the audience for a few questions. Let me ask you about how you've partnered with other entities in the country, leveraging technology to transform the way you deliver services, given that, again, you have a big portion of the population exposed to the service you provide yourself and your partners as Ashghal.
Okay, so I have two interesting examples here. There are two mega processes in the country about managing the road opening and reviewing the construction project designs. So Ashghal voluntarily sponsor automating those two mega processes in order to facilitate and manage the work between all of the stakeholders engaged in that processes. Then we've managed to deliver major collaboration platforms, one called Qatar Road Opening Permit System, and the other one Design Review System. The benefits of delivering those major solutions and the platforms reduce the times and reduce the cost, as well as providing the business agility. For example, any applicant wants to from the government wants to apply for road opening under any one of the major projects, required months in order to take the approvals, in order to start and engage the contractor working with him to deliver those specific tasks. But with those systems, we've managed to deliver the approvals within 48 hours instead of months. So that's in itself big achievement, and the beauty of those platforms that enable the collaboration between around 40 stakeholders from the government, hundreds of contractors. The point here that any request has references can be retrieved easily along with the drawings and construction drawings within minutes from the system for future references. I just want to highlight one important point related to the lesson learned of how we manage, or Ashghal manage to successfully partnering with the government sectors as well as private sectors. Simply is the management of stakeholders. And I just want to emphasize the importance of managing the stakeholders here. It's very important to ensure successfully delivering such major program. Managing the stakeholders by identifying the right stakeholders, analyzing your stakeholders, using some of the techniques, as well as managing the communication between different stakeholders, knowing who's the key decision maker, knowing their requirements, how to obtain their approvals and their requirements, how often you need to communicate with them. Because delivering such a huge project involve a huge number of stakeholders is really a complex job. So the lesson learned is managing the stakeholders and managing their expectation.
Definitely, and it's for anyone who's been through this journey, we know that technology and the technical part is not the hardest part of a digital transformation. It's people and accepting change and understanding what is just a given versus a required, and that discussion is the most interesting discussion in a transformation. Let me open it up for the audience. If anyone has questions for our panelists.
Hello, my name is Alien Dawood. I am the managing partner of BRI Middle East. So it's a blockchain research institute based in Qatar. And my question is to Mr. Syed from Dukhan Bank. While you were moving into the merger and while moving towards more AI-driven technologies, how did you make sure to safeguard your data? And do you have any plans to move into the blockchain technology?
Thank you very much for your question. First and foremost, you have rightly mentioned about data security, and in terms of precedence, obviously it comes first. So our first priority always is to ensure that our customer data is completely secure. So that we spend a lot of time, effort, and investment in terms of ensuring that that's safe. So that is number one. Number two, you have touched upon an interesting topic, which is blockchain. Let me say, without going into sensitive competitive details, what I can share with you is that yes, we have already started looking into it, and it's been quite some time. We have even shortlisted certain areas where we feel this would make a difference from our clients. In broader terms, I can share with you, for example, in the area of payments and cross-border payments and all that. So I won't obviously go into specifics, but there are areas which we have shortlisted. We have already started working, and in terms of a couple of initiatives, we are really at the end point, basically. So in short, we realize that it has its merits. Not only that, it has merits in terms of expeditious turnaround times and low cost, but also it has merits in terms of ensuring safety, sanctity, and integrity of data. For example, Now everybody knows in the area of smart contracts, blockchain is ideal. And it's not just banking, it's other areas as well. So yes, we have already started looking at it, and a couple of the initiatives are in the final stages.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other question? We have a question.
Steve Mackey from Sutian. If I can come to you again, Saeed, how do you see the fintech industry going here? And are you working with the fintech industry already?
Thank you very much. To answer your first question, we are very encouraged to see the kind of the energy which we are witnessing for the past, I would say, 2 years in the fintech space. Even within these 2 years, the sheer number of fintechs which have come, not just into the market, but actually met us also, it's quite encouraging. And these are fintechs not just from a particular area, they are representing a wide spectrum of possible solutions, whether they are for retail population or for companies. So we are very impressed and we are encouraged. And if you recall, in our earlier session, I did mention that we are one of the partner banks for Qatar FinTech Hub. So we are also right at the center of it, where we can see the activity going on. I'm sorry, your second question was basically, okay, so yeah, so this is what, so we are encouraged, and we are at the center of it as part of the Qatar FinTech Hub. So we see that there is a lot of activity going on, and it is happening in the right direction. Thank you.
Okay, I think we're at time. I want to start by thanking the panelists, Sheikh Mansour, Ms. Sayed Shahid, Ms. Iman, and Ms. Abir. This was a really interesting conversation. I want to thank everyone who is in the room, and I want to thank everyone who is following us also virtually and was able to join virtually. I would like to invite the panelists if we can take a photo of the session, and then we can close the session. Thank you all.
the Chief Operating Officer of Dukhan Bank.